A big Ripple executive just gave us all a big warning about crypto. Speaking of, we're going to talk XRP price action because the floor is being tested. But I got good news for you because another company started buying XRP for a strategic reserve asset. Speaking of, are most of the players that are buying BTC making money or losing? And Cramer said he's buying more BTC. Ah, shit. That means we're screwed, doesn't it?
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Not to make light of the situation, but the market started pulling back as I was checking in for my flight. Yeah, inverse Cramer action, Klaus vacation action. So maybe y'all are right and I should stay on vacation because that's when the price pumps. Now, before we get into the crypto news, you know the deal, you, the viewer, matter most. That's why I bring you videos on vacation, and that's why I share your comments at the beginning of every video. Darren Lee starts us off and says, the SEC will continue to screw XRP. Nothing has changed. Same Muppets in charge, different names. No ETFs either on the back of this. Yeah, for real. Apparently, the SEC, whether it's headed up by Gensler or by Atkins, sucks balls anyways. For real, I thought we were going to get a better SEC in with the new president. Roger G says, I'll be happy if XRP can hold on to $3 during this dump session. Yeah, we'll talk price action at the end because we're getting tested today, ladies and gents, and with me flying out tomorrow, does that mean the red is going to continue tomorrow? Seems ridiculous that we're talking about $3 and there are garbage coins that are 100% worthless and useless at over $10. I completely agree with you. In this last comment, ooh, you guys got to hear this one. Dylan Kirk says they're waiting for regs, man. Okay, well then who decided that ETH was a commodity? Who decided that Bitcoin was? Why did those two get the golden pass? You see what I'm saying here? They approved an ETH ETF, and I got to be honest with you. Does ETH really fall under the same window as BTC? Hell no. Yet it gets the golden pass. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about here. Bitcoin sitting at 118,500. So BTC's holding its price, but the alts aren't. ETH pulling back as well, 36.05. XRP down almost 10% in the last 24 hours to 322. We got that price action at the end. Look at HBAR down 7% as well. Big time discounts across the market. ADA down 7% to 81 cents. Cramer says he loads up on Bitcoin because America's broke. Well, I think we've all learned if we do the opposite of what Cramer does, we'll all be filthy piss rich. But if Cramer's buying BTC, that means what, everyone? People are going to be selling it. Yeah, inverse Cramer. Jim Cramer, the popular financial TV personality, CNBC host, and former hedge fund manager, said today he's buying Bitcoin as a hedge against America's growing national debt of over $37 trillion. He says, I buy a lot of it because I'm very worried. I think people want to own some as a hedge against the $37.8 trillion. They want to own it for their kids. When asked if Bitcoin could hold up during the financial crisis, Cramer responded affirmatively, describing it as just a nice hedge for what I'm afraid. Okay, my guys, thanks for screwing us. He says, I know we can grow our way out of this. My hope is that we do. I'm just very worried about my kids. Oh, Cramer, why did you just give the market the kiss of death, my man? All right, let's stick with the BTC treasury action because remember, I've got something juicy for you because that's right. Another company just announced that they're going to be buying XRP for their strategic reserves. Most new BTC treasury stocks are down at least 50% this year. So even though MicroStrategy was looking juicy, the majority of the players out there that are buying BTC or what, everyone, they're down big time. According to BitBo, there are 43 BTC treasury companies launched this year. The number of new listings in 2025 is conservative compared to other trackers such as CoinKite's Bitcoin Treasury. Listen to the stats on this. Moreover, the majority, 23 out of the 43, are now down 50% before their year-to-date high. Think about that. So a lot of people out there that are like, oh, we'll buy BTC and that'll save us. No, if you're a shitty company, you're a shitty company. And if you're a country in debt, you're a country in debt. Buying BTC doesn't get you out of this. But don't tell Saylor that because he's trying to orange pill everyone, and that's his only shtick, right? But what's the narrative out there? And this is why I'm sharing this with you. This is why I bring the news, good, bad, happy, or sad, and the truth, not hopium BS. The narrative out there is if you buy BTC, you will be saved, right? Kind of like what Cramer's doing about the hedge. Oh, if you buy BTC, it's going to bring you out of the depths of hell. Apparently not, with the majority of these companies getting 50% year to date. All right, a Ripple exec war and stablecoin boom is not just a tech trend, it's risky business. This is interesting because think about all the articles that I've been sharing with you over the last several months. It's been all about this company's doing stables, this bank is doing stables, this one, all over the place, right? We even did one earlier about Western Union. This is what Jack McDonald says for us. And for those of you wondering who Jack McDonald is, he's the senior vice president of stablecoins. He probably knows what he's talking about. Jack McDonald says this: with the signing of the Genius Act, we're seeing more consumer companies, retailers, and platforms and tech firms explore whether they need their own stablecoin. But let's be clear, launching a stablecoin isn't like launching a new app. It's infrastructure, and getting it wrong has real consequences. A stablecoin isn't a product extension or brand feature. It's financial infrastructure, and it comes with deep responsibilities, compliance, liquidity, interoperability, and trust. By the way, if you want to read this and any of the articles you see in this video, it's all linked in the description below. He goes on for a bit here. Really good read, though. If you want to read a good Twitter thread, this is linked down below. And my Twitter information is linked down below as well. I'm with him on this, and here's why. We're seeing banks do it. We're seeing a whole bunch of players out there want to do money. Moving companies want to do stables. And he's right. Launching a stablecoin is not like launching an app. You need to make sure the reserves are met. You need to make sure that there's compliance. You need the rails. And to be honest with you, you need trust in the company. So Jack McDonald's sharing some knowledge for you. XRP is getting its own treasury company. Look who's building a $20 million reserve. Now, I know. Bro, 20 million isn't that big. Bro, Saylor and his friends are buying BTC in the billions. I get that, but you got to start somewhere, right? And think, if a company is doing this without the regs, that's a freaking good sign, because imagine what happens once we get the regs, like the Clarity Act or the Senate's version of the Market Structure Bill. Nature's Miracle Holding, a publicly listed vertical farming technology firm, on Wednesday, that's today, breaking news, even while I'm on vacation, thank you very much, plans to allocate up to $20 million towards a new corporate treasury strategy centered around XRP. The company stated that it will use proceeds from a recently improved equity financing arrangement to fund the purchase of XRP tokens, with aims to treat the currency as a long-term strategic reserve. This decision makes Nature's Miracle one of the first publicly traded non-financial companies to adopt XRP. Freaking awesome, isn't it? According to the release, the initial funding will come from capital raised under registration statement form S1 declared effective by the US SEC. Here is their press release, and this also is linked to everyone in the description below. Boats and hoes, my guys and gals. So yeah, we got another player out there wanting to add XRP to their reserves. I'm thinking, and this is just my own personal opinion, I'm thinking as soon as we get the regs, more companies are going to feel comfortable, and then they're going to start buying in. Speaking of XRP in price action, oh boy, are we getting tested. And I got to be honest with you. You know what pisses me off more than this entire move is we're watching a bunch of the market out there sell off, yet BTC is only down 0.6%. That effing sucks. Right now we're sitting at 322 price-wise, 10.6 billion in volume here over the last 24 hours. So again, who's making money? The exchanges are making money. So is Uphold going to be out there telling you to buy? Well, hell yeah, they are, because they make money on you buying. Let's go to those candlesticks and see what they look like. Because I got to be honest with you, we haven't found the floor yet on this move. Now, granted, we do have a bottom on this 1 hour candlestick right here. It's a low of 317. But again, we need some repeated patterns of that in order to establish a floor. The concern we have, though, is look at this. Are we erasing all of these gains? Because for about 5 days here, we were hanging out with support north of the 335 mark. We went right through that on one candlestick right here, where this 1 hour candlestick went from a high of 345 to a low of 332. Working on some more candlesticks right here. So XRP trying to find its footing, trying to find its floor like the rest of the crypto market. Here's the thing that pisses me the F off. This is your 7-day chart of XRP, okay? Where we went from $3 all the way on up to 360 plus, back on down now to 322. Now watch what happens when I compare this with Bitcoin, everyone. Here's the frustrating part. You notice Bitcoin didn't really gain it all during this last week? No, Bitcoin is up 0%. But look at the movements of XRP. Now, XRP is still up over the last 7 days, up 5.65%. but it appears that we're eroding a big chunk of those gains. Zoom out a little bit and you can see exactly what I'm talking about, right? We made the pump here, so we're still good if you look back at the month, but this most recent movement over the last 7 days, BTC is essentially going sideways. The alts had a massive pumperoni, but now we're starting to see what, everyone? The alts having a massive dump-aroni. Now, what I want to share with you is the overall market right now is 197 billion. So it's not just big volume with XRP, it's big volume across the board. Altcoin season's starting to slide back. Kind of obvious. Why? Well, when BTC is sideways and the rest of the alts are starting to poop themselves, well, that's how it erodes. And check out the heat map. Even though BTC is in the red, that down 0.65% is nothing compared to the rest of the market. So BTC didn't participate in this pump, but remember, it's also not participating in this dump. I'm going to think that over the next couple days, we're going to have a really good idea what's going on with XRP, because think about it. We're at Wednesday. We know the weekends are usually heavy selling pressure action, right? And we know what, everyone, the volume kind of goes down on top of that. You got some players out there trying to freak you out, going, oh, we're going to lose all our gains. Oh, we're going to go back to $2. For us to go back to $2 now would be about a 50+% drop. That would mean something nuts would have happened, and I really don't see that, because remember, we still got the clarity action coming up. Eventually, we'll get the ETFs from the SEC. We're going to be getting some rate cuts here in the near future, and hopefully those regs will bring more companies in, like Nature's Miracle, to buy XRP for their strategic reserve. But right now, the real action is what, everyone? How low can you go? How low can you go? And right now, we're waiting for those candlesticks to help us establish a floor. So unfortunately, we've got the double kiss of death for crypto. Cramer saying he's buying more Bitcoin, which means what? All the pigs are probably going to sell. And me, yeah, I'm getting ready to go back home to Estados Unidos. And you know what happens, right? When I leave the United States and come to Guatemala, the market freaking pumps. But as soon as the damn American Airlines app knows I'm going home and checking in my flights, they whistle into the crypto bros and gals and say, sell that shit. Klaus is going back home. Don't worry, though. I'm coming back here later this year, so we should get a bump later. But the real frustration is what, everyone? The ETF issues with the SEC, and honestly, it's the SEC, right? What did some of y'all say earlier? Different names, same freaking people, same crap. And it's true. And right now we're seeing that. And right now we're seeing what? The big pump north of $3 is what's starting to erode. We had support at the 335 mark, but I got to ask you, if we found floor at the $3 mark, because think, after the election, we did really good for like 6-7 months. After the election, we did really good maintaining a $2 floor. How would you feel now about a $3 floor with XRP? Would that bother you? Is that a big, oh shit? Are you kind of screwed? Maybe you haven't bought the tip a little bit here like Sailor did? Let me know in the comments down below, because I got to be honest with you. I'm frustrated with this move, but at the same time, I understand you can't print insano green candlesticks all the time. The only issue I have is, so why are the alts dumping while BTC isn't? And who the hell decided to give ETH the golden pass? It's okay to approve an ETH ETF, but oh, if you want to put XRP in there, whatever, it's frustrating. And I'm frustrated too. So trust me, when I read those comments and I see y'all pissed about it, I'm right there with you. Now, I gotta get my stuff all packed up, and I'm gonna probably do another video today and maybe even a couple tomorrow. So I'll be keeping you updated with the news, even though I'm going to be flying in a little bit of plane, which, yeah, usually means what, everyone? Sell-off action. I told you. Just, look, donate to the Klaus Permanent Vacation Fund, and we'll be on a permanent moonshot, because I swear, every freaking time I go to Guatemala, the market wants to pump. Maybe I should just buy a second place here or something. Choo-choo what? Choo-choo bitches.